Okay. So, good morning to one and all. In the last class, so we discussed about how to find out the resistance and also the capacitance of different layers, and also we discussed about how to calculate the capacitance of multi-layer capacitance also, right? Now, in this class, let's go to derive, let's go to analyze the delay unit. Okay, now just see. So let us consider the delay unit. Okay. So in order to analyze what is the basically delay. So already we have seen in the previous semesters, delay depends upon the time constants of the network, right? Delay depends on the time constants of the network, and the time constant is nothing but the product of the resistance and the capacitance. Okay, the time constant depends upon the product of resistance as well as the capacitance. If any one value will be changes, either resistance or capacitance, the time constant will increase. If the time constant increases, automatically we can say that the delay will increase, right? So that means the delay depends upon the time constants of the network. Similarly, in the VLSI, so we have to concentrate on the on resistance of the transistors, resistance of the transistors, and also the capacitance associated with the circuits. Okay. Now, as we already seen that the resistance can be calculated by using a seed resistance of the network, right? And also the capacitance is already we considered in terms of standard unit of capacitances, right? So these are the, depending upon these two values, we are going to calculate the time constants of the network here. That is the delay unit. Okay, and the delay unit is represented by a letter tau, and the tau is also known as the time constants of the network. Okay, time constant. So therefore, and so here the resistance is nothing but the, we can calculate the resistance by using the seed resistance, and depends upon the type of technology we are going to use there. And similarly, the capacitance value that basically we can consider in terms of standard gate capacitance unit. Okay, standard gate capacitance unit, that is 1 square CZ. Okay, so therefore, because we are these standard gate capacitance is charges depending on discharges and charges depending upon the circuit. Now let us consider here. Let us consider the transistor circuit as shown in the figure. Let us consider this is the pass transistor, let us take, and this drives the other transistor here. Okay, this is the another transistor circuit. There is the inverter based circuit here. So this is the pass transistor. So when the signal is applied here, the signal passes through this pass transistor and reaches the gate of the transistor. Okay, gate of the circuit. So that means here the resistance of the pass transistor, that is the drain and source resistance of the transistor, we can call it as a on resistance of the pass transistor. And whatever the capacitance, that is the parasitic capacitance exists at the gate of the transistor, that is, let us consider CG, and the value of that CG is nothing but, let us take 1 square CG, because we are assuming the transistor is a feature size transistor, okay, or a standard transistor. Okay, the size of the transistor is standard. So therefore, so assume that there is a resistance R, okay, when the transistor is turns on, okay, because we are applying some VDD voltage at the gate of the pass transistor, so this transistor is always in the on condition, and the signal passes through this transistor, which is having some resistance in the drain and source of the pass transistor. Let us consider the resistance is on resistance of the transistor is, let us go for the 5 micrometer technology and assume that this is also minimum transistor size. Okay, so what happened now, the resistance is equals to Z into RS, where Z is equal to minimum size transistor is equals to 1, okay, for N channel, and the RS value for N channel from the table, seed resistance table, you will get 10 to the power of 4 ohms. That means that resistance on resistance of this transistor is now equals to 10 kilo ohm, right? It is equals to 10 kilo ohm. So the resistance we are going to represent here, because the signal passes through this transistor, that in case it must pass through the channel resistance here, this on resistance of the transistor. So it is equals to R on, that is equal to 10 kilo ohm. from the table in 5 micrometer technology. Okay. And depending upon the type of technology we are going to use, the value will be changes here. So now this signal passes to the gate through this transistor. That means whatever the volt signal we can apply to this one here. So the input capacitance of this transistor is gate capacitance, we can say with respect to the ground. So gate capacity, and assuming that the transistor is the minimum size transistor and the signal is given to only one transistor. So the gate capacitance is having only one. Now in this case, there is 1 square CZ. Okay, it is 1 square CZ. So therefore, the signal is passes through this RC network. So they produce some delay. Okay, produces some delay. That means it's not the input is suddenly rises, but it will take some time to reach the final voltage. So that rise time that is the delay now in this case. It depends upon the rise time in this case. Okay, the signal is exponentially rises towards the VDD level because of the RC time constant, right? So therefore, it is slowly rises like this and reaches the peak voltage at this point. Okay, that means up to some time constant, it reaches the maximum value, that is approximately 10%, approximately 0.63 times the value of VDD. Okay, that is the main thing. Just remember that point. Assume that this value is approximately equals to VDD level. Okay, so that signal is given to this one here, the capacitor transistor, depending upon the magnitude will be changes. Okay, now our main aim in this case, how to calculate the delay. Okay, for this 5 micrometer technology. So from this figure, we can identify that the time constant is given by tau is equal to Ron into gate capacitance. Okay, here Ron is nothing but because the minimum size transistor 1 into RS, there is minimum size transistor means Z pull up to Z pull down. That is length to width ratio of the transistor is 1. Okay, so length to width ratio L on, that is the length of the pass transistor divided by the width of the pass transistor. We are assuming the same feature size transistor, so that is equals to 1 into RS. RS for the N channel transistor. Okay, what are the value now in this case? Okay, 1 into RS for N channel into, because it is going to only one transistor and this is the minimum size transistor we are assuming, so it is equal to 1 square CZ. Okay, it is 1 square CZ. Okay, so delay is nothing but now. How to calculate the delay now in 5 micrometer technology? Delay is nothing but 1 RS into 1 square CZ basically. Okay, so for the tau is equal for 5 micrometer technology, the value of RS is 10 to the power 4 ohms and 1 square CZ in 5 micrometer technology. In 5 micrometer technology, 1 square CZ is equals to, what is the value? Already we calculated that value. 1 square CZ is equal to, in terms of picofarad, 1 square CZ is equals to, in 5 micrometer technology, this value is equal to 0.01 picofarad. Okay, 0.01 picofarad. So tau is equals to 0.1 nanosecond, right? So from this equation, like this, you can calculate the tau delay of the device. Okay, resistance depending upon the resistance. Okay, and the signal is given to only one transistor, so 1 square CZ we require now here. Okay, so 0.01 picofarad. So totally it is equals to, delay is equal to 0.1 nanosecond. Similarly, same in case of RB2 micrometer technology. How to calculate the delay? So tau is equals, once again, in RB2 micrometer technology, the value of RS is equals to 2 into 10 to the power 4. Okay, is equals to 2 into 10 to the power 4 ohms into 1 square CZ in 2 micrometer technology is equal to 0.0032 picofarad. So substituting these values here, you will get the delay is equal to 0.064 nanosecond, right? So like this, you can calculate the delay. Similarly, in 1.2 micrometer technology, delay is equals to, once again, the 1.2 micrometer technology, RS is equals to same, the 2 into the power 4 from the table of the seed resistance multiplied by 1 square CZ in 1.2 micrometer technology is equal to 0.0023 picofarad. Right? Already we calculated these values in the previous classes. They will see here, just observe. Okay, the previous classes. Okay, so remember that value. In 1 square CZ in 5 micrometer technology, 0.01 picofarad. 1 square cc in orbit micro 2 meter orbit 2 micrometer technology 0.0032 picofarad. Similarly, 1.2 micrometer technology 1 square cc is equal to 0.0023 picofarad. Substituting all these values depending upon the values of RS in the particular technology, you will get the delay value. So in 5 micrometer technology, the delay is equal to, for minimum size transistor, the delay is equal to 0.1 nanosecond. Remember that point. Similarly, in 2 micrometer technology, the delay is equal to 0.064 nanosecond, and 1.2 micrometer technology, delay is equal to 0.046 nanometer. Right? Now, by observing these figures, these values, delay values here, so the 5 micrometer technology is having very high delay. That means the speed of the 5 micrometer technology is very less, very small. Okay, very less here. Okay, the speed is very less because the delay is high. And come to this 2 micrometer technology, we are going to compare with the 5 micrometer technology. So the delay will be less here. Okay, 0.064 nanosecond. So compared to 5 micrometer technology, in 2 micrometer technology, the speed is higher. Similarly, again in 1.2 micrometer technology, so what happened? Again, delay is very less compared to the 2 micrometer technology. So what happened? Delay will be less. Okay, very less. So what happened? The speed is increased. That means just observe here, as the technology goes on, that means the value of the technology, that is the size of the transistors, it goes on reduces. Okay, because in the 5 micrometer technology, this value is nothing but W, that is the width of the transistor. Here it is equal to width of the transistor. Here also width of the transistor. That means as the technology goes on increases, the size of the transistor is reduces. So what happened? Depending upon that, the delay associated with the technology is also decreases. Okay, as the technology goes on increase, what happened? Size of the transistor is reduces. So at the same time, so what happened? The delay is also decreases. So as the technology increases, speed is increases. They remember that point in this case, right? So then let's go to the next topic. Remember these points. Okay, tau is equal to 0.1 nanosecond in 5 micrometer technology. Tau is equal to 0.064 nanosecond in 2 micrometer technology. 1.2 micrometer technology, delay is 0.046 nanoseconds. Okay, so remember, as the technology is increases, okay, the delay is decreases. Okay, that means the speed is increases. So remember this point in this case. Okay, next we can go for the next topic. Right, go to the next topic in this case. So just go for the inverter delays. Okay, what is the inverter delays? So you are having NMOS transistors as well as the CMOS transistors. Okay, what is the inverter delay? Let us consider the pair of the transistors. Okay, let us consider the pair of the transistor. It may be NMOS technology or CMOS technology. Particularly in case of NMOS technology, so in NMOS technology, consider you are having 4:1 ratio inverters, NMOS inverter. Okay, NMOS inverter by one inverter driven by the another inverter, the ratio must be equal to 4:1. Assuming that whatever the transistor inverters we are using, which is having the ratio is 4:1. So now let us consider to achieve this 4:1. Okay, to achieve this 4:1, what is the to achieve this 4:1 jet pull up to jet pull down ratio? Okay, what is the value of R pull up and what is the value of R pull down? So basically, in order to achieve 4:1 jet ratio, jet pull up to jet pull down ratio, so that means the resistance, the pull up resistance is equal to, what is the value now? 4/1 jet pull up to jet pull down. Okay, 4 divided by 1 is equal to jet pull up by jet pull down. Depending upon that, you can say that R pull up is equal to 4 times that of the R pull down. Okay, that is the meaning of 4:1 jet pull up to jet pull down ratio. Okay, so the resistance of the pull up transistor is equal to, resistance of the pull up transistor is equal to 4 times that of the resistance of the pull down transistor in a particular in an inverter. Remember that point. Okay, so therefore, if you consider R pull up pull down transistor, the resistance of the pull down transistor is assuming that the pull down transistor is the minimum size transistor. Okay, assuming that the pull down transistor is minimum size transistor, that is the feature size or standard. Okay, then R pull up is equals 4 times the value of the R pull down. Okay, that is R pull down is the minimum size transistor we are assuming now here. So there is nothing but one Z into RS, where Z is equal to minimum size, that is L by W is equal to 1. So 1 into RS. Okay, R pull up is equals to 4 times that of the R pull down. 4 times that of the R pull down is equals to, what is the value? Z into RS, right? Z into RS. What is Z? Length to width ratio of the pull down transistor. And we are assuming minimum size transistor, Z is equals to 1. So that is into RS. But in case of NMOS transistor in the 5 micrometer technology, okay, assuming that 5 micrometer technology, so the value of RS from the seed resistance table is equal to 10 kilo ohm. So that is equals to, now the R pull up is equal to 40 kilo ohm, right? This is the 40 kilo ohm. That means so that indicates that R pull up, what is the value of RS pull down transistor? What is the resistance of the pull down transistor? Is equals to 1 into RS. That is Z is equal to 1 into RS. Okay, pull up is equal to 4 times the RS. Pull down is equals to Z into RS. Z is 1 by 1, so it is RS. But here what happened? Pull up transistor is 4 times the RS, because the ratio is 4:1. You are having 40 kilo ohm. Pull down transistor is having the ratio, having the value is equal to 10 kilo ohm from in 5 micrometer technology. So depending upon these values, okay. So what happens? The resistance, the delay is depends on whether the transistor is turns on or off. Okay, whether the transistors are on or off. Okay, that means the transistor, whether the transistor is on condition or off condition. Okay, so already we have seen resistance, on resistance of the NMOS transistor is changes depending upon the condition of pull down transistor. If the pull down transistor is on, the resistance is equals to change. How much? 50 kilo ohm. Okay, because the two transistors you have to consider. And when the transistor is off, okay, it is equals to very high value. Okay, that is the case. Okay, so depending upon that, we are having the total resistance on resistance is equals to here is 40 kilo ohm. Okay, pull up is 40 kilo ohm, pull down is 10 kilo ohm. Okay, when that is the case, that is the main thing you have to remember. Okay, that depends upon the whether the transistors are on condition or off condition, right? Now let's consider the main important thing in this case. Let us consider the inverter delays here. So there is about the basics of 4:1 transistor. Okay, NMOS inverter. Now let us consider the pair of the cascaded inverters. Okay, pair of cascaded inverter. Then how much delay is associated with this pair in NMOS technology? Similarly, how much delay is associated with that pair in the CMOS technology? In order to analyze this concept, you can go for the next condition. Let's assume that here. Okay, so let us consider here one inverter driven by the another inverter like this. Okay, one inverter is given to the another inverter. So let's assume these are inverter NMOS inverters. Okay, inverter pair. Now total delay. What is the total delay of in this inverter here? What is the delay of associated with this one? Now just observe here, the delay is equals to 1 time tau in the first stage, and in the second stage is equals to 4 times tau. Total delay is again equals to 1 tau plus 4 tau. Okay, tau is the time constant. Okay, delay. So it becomes 5 times tau in NMOS technology. Then how to analyze this one here? In order to analyze this one, you can go for the another slide here. Let's go here. Just observe here. Okay, let us consider the inverter circuit. Okay, inverter delay. Okay, so this is first inverter. This is the second inverter. Okay, this inverter drives this inverter here. Because remember, this is the NMOS technology. We are assuming first. You can draw the circuit like this. This inverter can be represented like this. Okay, assume that minimum size transistor whose ratio is pull up to pull down ratio is 4:1. Okay, 4:1. So therefore, pull down transistor is having 1 times RS. Pull up transistor is having 4 times RS. Okay, on resistance. Okay, remember this point. Okay, so that is the first thing we have to remember. 4:1 ratio, depending upon that. So now the output of this transistor is given to drives the input of the second inverter. Okay, the output of the first inverter drives the input of the second inverter. So that means this is the first inverter. The output will be we are going to apply output of this inverter is given to the input of the second inverter. That means we are giving the output to only one transistor. Okay, the output is given to only one gate of the transistor, and this transistor is minimum size transistor, right? 1:1 ratio. So this transistor is having the length to width ratio is equal. So therefore, the capacitance associated with this transistor is 1 square Cg. Okay, 1 square Cg. So therefore, we are having 1 square Cg. This is not actually present. Actually, we are not going to connect this this type of capacitor here. But automatically, when the signal is connected like this, the delay of this input delay of this input capacitance of this transistor is nothing but the output capacitance of the device. Okay, the first inverter. For the first inverter, the output capacitance is nothing but the input capacitance of the second inverter. Okay, that is the condition. So the capacitance value is equal to 1 square Cg. Okay, because the output is given to only one transistor, it's not given to more than one transistor here. Okay, so because the input is given to only one transistor, so one transistor, what is the capacitance associated with this one? 1 square Cg. Okay, it is 1 square Cg. So now the delay is now depends upon whether the transistors are on or off. Okay, depending upon whether this transistor is on or this transistor is off. Okay, because the transistor is always in the on condition now in this case. Now what happened now in this case? Just observe that. So initially we are assuming that, okay, the signal is changing from low to high state. Okay, signal is changing from low to high state. Okay, that means the signal is on. When the signal is high, so what happens? This transistor is on condition. Okay, this transistor is on condition. So whatever the charge is present in the circuit, that will be discharges through this on resistance, right? So remember like this. Okay, for example, when the capacitor charges, when this transistor is off, the capacitor will be charges to the value of VDD through this pull-up transistor. Okay, so that is the case. But what is the condition now? Here we are going this type of signal. Okay, so for this type of voltage, what happened? This transistor is turns on. Whatever the charge is there in the previous case, there will be discharges. Okay, that will be discharges like this through this transistor. Okay, this is our transistor is on. When this transistor is on, what is the resistance? Z into RS. Z is equal to, because we are assuming 1:1 and this is the 4 Z pull up to Z pull down ratio. It is 1:1, 4:1. So therefore it becomes total Z pull up to Z pull down is equal to 4:1. So therefore it becomes 1 into RS. Okay, Z is equal to 1 into RS. For NMOS technology and 5 micrometer technology, is equals to 10 kilo ohm. And now and this is 4 into ZRS, it is 40 kilo ohm. But now the capacitor discharge because of this input, at this input, so what happens? The capacitor will be discharged through this transistor. So the output voltage goes to 0 level. Okay. So this voltage, whatever the voltage across the capacitor, that will be given to the inverter 2. Okay, remember that part. That means now what is the delay associated in this case? The first stage. Okay, that depends upon the value of this 1 square Cg, and that depends upon the value of on resistance of the transistor. So therefore, at logic 1, when the input is at logic 1, so R1 is equals, what is the value now? R1 is equal to 1 into RS, right? 1 into RS. Now what is the delay? What is the delay now? 1 into RS into 1 square Cg. Okay, R into C. Okay, this is the delay. Right? That is equals to 1 into RS into 1 square Cg is equals to tau. So it's not R on, it is a delay. Okay, so tau. So this 1 RS into 1 square Cg. So already we discussed. Okay, 1 RS into 1 square Cg is nothing but tau. Okay, one delay. Remember that point. This is tau. That means delay in the first stage for this input. Delay in the first stage for this input. What is the value? Tau, only 1 tau. Okay, delay in the first stage is tau. Similarly, now see, when the input is high for the first inverter, the output of the first inverter is low. Okay, this low signal is given to the inverter 2. So at this low voltage, so this inverter is off condition. Okay, the pull down transistor of the second stage is off condition. When this off condition, this capacitance, this is the input capacitance of the next stage. The input capacitance of the next stage is nothing but the output capacitance of the second stage here. Assuming that here also we are giving only one input, only one transistor gate. So assume that 1 square CZ. Okay. So now this is the output capacitance. Now the capacitor, it charges to the value of VD. To the value of VD. Okay. To capacitor charges to the value of VDD through this resistance pull up resistor. Okay. And the capacitance value is C value is 1 square CZ. Now instead of taking this resistance pull down resistance, because the capacitor charges to this voltage VDD through this transistor. That's why it is through pull up transistor. So we have to consider the on resistance of this transistor. Okay, what is the on resistance of the transistor? Because it's the pull up transistor whose value is 4 times the value of RS. Okay, 4 times the value of RS, because there is jet pull up to jet pull down ratio of the inverter is 4:1. So if you consider this pull up length to width ratio of this transistor is 1, length to width ratio of the transistor must be 4, so that we can get the pull up to pull down ratio is 4:1. Okay, so therefore they will get the value is equal to 4 times the value of RS. Okay, now what is the delay now? This value delay is nothing but depending upon the on resistance of the transistor, there is the RS, there is 4 into RS into 1 square CZ. Okay, 1 square CZ. So 4 into 1 square CZ. What is the value of 4 into 1 square CZ? You take RS 4 as it is. RS into 1 square CZ is nothing but tau. RS into 1 square CZ is nothing but tau in all the technologies. Okay, it may be any technology. So therefore, 4 into tau we can consider. That means delay in the second stage is equal to 4 into tau. Remember that point, right? Delay in the second stage is 4 into tau. Now, what is the total delay? Total delay is equal to 1 first stage and second stage. Okay, first stage is having 1 tau, second stage is having 4 tau. The total delay when for a NMOS inverter pair is equal to 5 times tau. Okay, 5 times tau. Like this, we can calculate the delay in the inverters. Okay, similarly, but in case NMOS technology, we're having the general equation to find the total delay for the inverter pair. So there is total delay is equal to 1 plus jet pull up by jet pull down into T. Okay, because they observe here jet pull up to jet pull down of one inverter driven by another inverter is 4:1. Okay, so it is nothing but 4 by 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 into tau. Right. So for inverter pair, we are having the delay, total delay is equal to, we have the formula 1 plus jet pull up by jet pull down into T tau. Okay, this is the equation. Okay, now similarly, right? Remember, this is the like this, you can calculate the delay, inverter delay in NMOS technology. Okay, inverter delay pair, inverter pair delay. Okay, in NMOS technology. Similarly, you can go for the CMOS technology also. Okay, how to calculate the delay in the CMOS technology? What is the difference? Okay, now just observe here. So let us consider the pair once again, the CMOS pair, because the CMOS circuits we are going to analyze. Analyze the CMOS circuit is having feature size transistors, pull up transistor and pull down transistor having the same size. Okay, because feature size only there is a 4:1 there is a 1:1 and 1:1 ratio. Okay, so therefore that's why we are not going to represent the ratio here, because we are assuming the feature size transistors. Okay, so assuming that the first assumption in this case is we are assuming minimum size transistors. Well, for N channel, whatever the transistors we are using, that means N transistors as well as P transistors we are using in the inverter circuit, assuming that they are minimum size. Okay, so depending upon that, now why we are taking 2 square CZ here instead of 1 square CZ? Okay, now we'll discuss here. So we can draw the circuit in the CMOS design style. Okay, So this is the inverter 1, this is the inverter 2. So inverter 1 can draw like this. Okay, pull up and pull down. So you can draw this is the N channel enhancement mode transistor. This is the P channel enhancement mode transistor. This is the source. This is drain. This is drain and this is source. And the gate of the two transistors will be joined together. This is the input, and the source drains of the two transistors will join together for the output. Okay. Now just observe here. In the NMOS technology, for example, in the NMOS technology, this output is given to only one transistor. Okay, that's why we are taking 1 square CZ. Okay, but come to the CMOS technology, this output, first inverter output will be given to both the transistors. Okay, for both the transistors. We are assuming that, already we assume that it is also having the same size, this is also having the same size, right? So therefore, assuming that the gate capacitance is 1 square CZ of the P channel FET, and this transistor also having the gate is 1 square CZ. The gate means this is connected to the point 1 square CZ with respect to the ground. This is also with respect to the ground. That means we are having the two capacitors connected in parallel. Okay, the two capacitors will be connected in parallel. So therefore, the equivalent capacitance is equal to addition of those two capacitance. Okay, that is equal to 1 square CZ plus 1 square CZ is equal to 2 square CZ, right? 2 square CZ. Remember that point. Right? That indicates that for the inverter 1, the output capacitance is equal to 2 square CZ. Okay, the output capacitance is equal to 2 square CZ. That is input capacitance of the next stage. Input capacitance is nothing but 2 square CZ of the second stage. The output capacitance of the first stage is equal to 2 square CZ. Remember that point. So therefore, we are having the 2 square CZ here. Similarly, if you take another pair, okay, so the output impedance of the second stage is nothing but the input impedance of the input capacitance of the next stage. So it is also connected, assuming that this point is also connected to the CMOS inverter, another CMOS inverter. So the capacitance associated with this one again equals to 2 square CZ. So there is the main difference in this case, NMOS and CMOS. Okay, don't confuse. In the NMOS technology, we are giving the output of the first inverter is given to the only one transistor of the second inverter. But in the CMOS technology, the output of the first inverter is given to the both the P and N channel gates. That's why we have to consider the two capacitance here. These two capacitors are connected in parallel. So therefore, the capacitance value is increases to 2 square CZ. Okay, assuming that we are having the minimum size transistors. Okay, minimum size transistors. Now what happened? How to calculate the delay in this case? Okay, once again, assuming that the input is high state. Okay, the input is high state, the same process. Okay, so the input is high state. So what happened? This transistor is on and this transistor is off. Right? This transistor is on and this transistor is off. When this transistor is on, because in the CMOS technology, we are assuming the same type of size is same. So therefore, this is 1:1. This is also 1:1. So 1:1 means this is the N channel FET and this is the P channel FET. Remember that point. So R pull down is equals to Z into RS. Z is nothing but same size. So 1 by 1 is equal to 1 into RS. There is 10 kilo ohm. But come to the pull up transistor. Assuming that, okay, assume that this transistor is on, this transistor is off. Now what is the pull down? Yes, the pull down, even though these two transistors have the same size, what happened now? P channel seed resistance is twice the 2.5 times the value of the N channel transistor in the particular technology. Okay, assuming that we are having 5 micrometer technology here, P channel resistance is seed resistance is 2.5 times the value of the N channel transistor. So therefore, it is 2.5 times the value of 10, right? So therefore, what is the value? 25 kilo ohm. Okay, so here just remember 25 kilo ohm. Okay, when this transistor is on, right? So therefore, this is the pull-up transistor, pull-down transistors of the CMOS technology. Okay, if you consider the minimum size transistor. Now, what is the delay? Okay, what is the delay? Now see, delay in the first stage. What is the delay in the first stage now? because in the first stage, depending upon the input, now see, when this is high state, okay, we are assuming input is high. If it is low, you have to consider the first stage is having high delay. But in this case, we are assuming input is low, high. So this transistor is turns on, this is the off condition. So the output is whatever the capacitance associated here. What is the capacitance here? Yes, there is 1 square Cg plus 1 square Cg, that means 2 square Cg. Okay, capacitance associated here is 2 square Cg. Okay, this value into 1 times Rs into 1 time Rs. So delay in the first stage is equal to 1 time Rs into 2 square Cg. So 1 into 2 is 2. Rs into 1 square Cg is equals to tau. So it is equals to 2 times tau. Right? Similarly, delay in the second stage, how to analyze here? So when this is high state, this is now low state. Okay, the capacitor completely discharges. So at this low stage, input is low. So this is off condition and this transistor is on condition. Right? This transistor is on condition. When the transistor is on condition, the output goes to high state. That means depending upon the delay. Again, the value of R into C. Here we are having the two. What is the next stage here? Capacitance here, 2 square Cg. Okay, 2 square Cg into what is the value? 2.5 times the value of Rn. Okay, 2.5 times the value of Rs. Okay, so remember that point. So 2.5 times the value of Rs. Okay, for pull-up transistor into 2 square Cg. 2 square Cg. So 2.5 into 2 is 5. Rs into 1 square Cg is equal to tau. So we are having 5 times tau. Okay. So delay associated in the second stage is equal to 5 times tau in the CMOS technology. Right. Now what is the total delay? Total delay pair in the CMOS technology is first stage is 2 tau, second stage is 5 tau. So it is equal to 7 times tau. Right. Remember like this. So that is about the delays in the CMOS and NMOS inverter delays. Okay, inverter pair delay. Okay, remember that point. And this topic is very important. Don't confuse. Please analyze this one. Right. I'm going to stop the screen now. So the next class we will see the rise time and fall time of the CMOS circuits. Right. So I'm going to stop the screen now. And end the meeting.